$9.99. Get Black Friday savings now at Ashley. Featured finds for every room up to 50% off. Like this sofa and love seat, now just $6.99. Plus, save up to 20% off store-wide. And get up to 5 years interest-free with no down payment. In-store only at Ashley.
Got it! Sale ends this Saturday at 6 p.m.
Our first alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists. All the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. News 12, NBC 26 First Alert Weather on your side.
Save on top mattress brands at Ashley's Black Friday sale. Get up to $800 off Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. And up to $500 off Tempur-Pedic. Plus up to $900 off Purple. And get 50% off Sealy too. Only at Ashley.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
A mysterious illness impacting man's best friend reaches the two-state. Now one veterinarian is warning dog owners.
They can get sick very rapidly. In 24 to 48 hours, they can get acute pneumonia, and it can be a life-threatening situation.
We're on your side with details on how to protect your pet this winter. But first, we had shockingly cold numbers to start our morning. Temps in the 20s today.
We have another cold night ahead, but Riley says we have some wet weather in the forecast too, and that's making a lot of plans change for the weekend.
I know, guys, I'm placed, so take advantage of the beautiful weather Thursday. Going to see beautiful conditions tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny and highs close to 60. Have a look at those rain chances heading into the weekend, just about 10 minutes.
Riley, thanks a lot. Take a look at the map behind us right here. A mysterious infectious illness continues spreading across the U.S. The American Veterinary Medical Association says it's impacting at least a dozen states.
Now one veterinarian says it has reached Aiken. This mysterious outbreak started in mid-August up in Oregon, but researchers still don't know exactly how it spreads. Sydney Hood joins us live from the newsroom. So now that it's on our doorstep, Sydney, what should we look out for in our pets?
The biggest thing is making sure your pets are up to date on their vaccinations, so flu and kennel cough vaccines, for example. Now, that won't guarantee your dog won't get the illness, but vets say if they do, it won't be so severe.
It's very, very instrumental that when you see your pet coughing or you see your pet, having something abnormal, you seek veterinary care to catch it early.
Because all it takes is 24 to 48 hours for your dog to get sick, according to Dr. Jason Norman.
If your pet is always greeting you at the door and wagging tail, and all of a sudden you come home and we're very lethargic and we're not doing those things, that can be a problem.
It can start with a cough or even just a runny nose.
It's rarely one thing. It's usually a group of things that cause these infections. You can have, for example, kennel cough, Wrdw bronchoseptica. That is one infectious agent in the component of respiratory disease for dogs.
Dr. Norman says anytime there is a group of dogs together, there is potential for the disease to spread.
When you go to these dog parks and things, you think of these bowls that are just out there for everybody to share, and no one's disinfecting them. No one is checking them. The other thing that is very concerning is a lot of these diseases are not only transmissible whenever the pet is coughing, they can be contagious after the pet stops coughing.
But he says this is one of those things that if you handle it right away, the risk is small.
A lot of these viruses and bacteria are not deadly at all. They can become that way if they're allowed to get far enough down the road and in the right situation. And that's when that infection moves from an upper respiratory infection to a lower respiratory infection. And that's that secondary bacterial infections that are usually the fatal part of these diseases.
And now that the holidays are here and families are traveling, Dr. Norman says don't board your dog unless you absolutely have to. But if you do end up boarding, he says you want to be sure to look out for those symptoms and seek care as soon as possible, just as you would for yourself.
Okay, good advice, Sydney. Thanks for that update.
Yeah, I want to catch it early. Just yesterday, we got some new numbers showing the impact of overdose-related deaths here in the two-state. From Georgia to South Carolina, nearly 200 people have died this year from overdoses in Aiken and Richmond counties. That's 87 in Richmond County, 84 in Aiken County.
Now another treatment center is opening their doors, hoping to help people with substance abuse issues.
Taylor Martin spoke with 2 women who've seen successful results from that program.
I was trafficked and I was hooked on drugs. I was a slave to that lifestyle.
The road to recovery doesn't always look the same.
lost my granddaughter at stillbirth, and that's what made me go into Recovery Road.
With a new men's home, Recovery Road Ministries hopes to transform the lives of men just like they've helped these women who never thought they'd see the other side of addiction.
The home is already full, and I've got applications coming in every single day. So this isn't enough. We need more.
Because of the community, they've been able to get 8 acres of land and build this new home debt-free and without grants. And they plan to use every bit of the land.
We're going to be growing flowers and vegetables with Blossoms of Grace. We get a percentage of what they sell comes back to Recovery Road. So we're doing that, and then the rest of the acreage, we're going to have a prayer garden, and then we're going to hopefully put in 2 or 3 more homes.
The trees in front of the home, in memory of those who lost their lives to addiction, are not only a reminder of the work to still be done, but gives those in recovery a reason to see it through.
I'd be dead if it weren't for that. If it weren't for someone caring enough and for the program to be there for them to know about.
And to build more homes, they will need more donations to get it done. We'll have a link to donate on our website.
Since the pandemic, there's been a shift in how we look at growth and development for children. On the national scale, the Child Opportunity Index says 1 in 7 kids is at risk of falling through the cracks. As Nick Veland shows us, one man is working on a solution by starting an after-school program for students.
Without purpose being made available, they'll fail.
Children local continue to slip through the cracks.
See a lot of kids struggling, trying to figure out how to find purpose while overcoming their daily challenges.
Augusta is the 6th lowest city in the nation on the Child Opportunity Index. This index combines the city's schools, access to food, clean air, parks, and more, according to a study done by Brandeis University and DiversityDataKids.org. Something unique Mackey with Living in Purpose looks to change.
We can get Augusta out of the bottom of that Child Opportunity Index by simply providing them with purpose.
Living in Purpose gives kids a place to go after school and learn.
Music, marketing, planning with purpose, our gardening program.
And more to show kids a pathway to be successful in their own life.
It is our job to give them a positive option so that they at least have the choice, because you cannot be what you cannot see.
Mackey says that kids without direction turn to violence.
Their pain will begin to seep into our lives. Their pain becomes our pain.
Pain that impacts everyone, which is why Mackey wants everyone to lend a helping hand no matter where you live in the community.
And I challenge everyone to come out of their gated communities, see what's going on in our inner city, and be willing to make the sacrifice to see change.
In Augusta, Nick Veland on your side.
And if you'd like to help out Living in Purpose, they do still need volunteers. We have that information on how to connect with them on our website.
Get ready to hit the slopes. We show you where you can find winter fun next on One Tank Trips.
And we are going to be cold again tomorrow morning. Hanging on to dry weather, though, Thursday before rain moves in Friday into the weekend. Full forecast coming up today.
Heads up for you, because of the wet forecast this weekend, some holiday events are changing. Christmas in Columbia County now is set for tomorrow. That'll also include a sip and shop event with local artisans and vendors. That runs from 4 until 9. The Columbia County Christmas Parade is still happening Sunday at 3. That's according to their Facebook page. We'll let you know if that changes. The Aiken tree lighting also moved to tomorrow. That'll start at 6 in the evening. Grovetown has canceled its Christmas Parade, which was set for this Saturday. Grovetown's Christmas Festival, though, that's been moved from this weekend over to next weekend. You can find this full running list on the website, wrdw.com. And speaking of Christmas, tonight Augusta Tech is getting in the spirit with their tree lighting ceremony.
They have a lot going on tonight, a cookie decorating station, an ugly sweater contest, a selfie station, and much more. Of course, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, they are in attendance, so if you're in that area, you have time to get over there before the event ends at 7.
Looks like they've decked the halls already.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, very nice setup for Santa.
And definitely a good time to be inside because we got some cold temps as well, guys.
Oh, yeah. Look at that map.
Everybody should see rain over the Friday all the way through Sunday before we do start to dry out early next week. Temperatures will gradually warm up heading into the weekend as well, so not quite as cold as that rain falls Saturday and Sunday.
There is no time on the calendar this time of year for any rain.
No, we are very busy.
We've
There's
got too much
lots
to do.
Yeah.
All right, Riley, thank you for that. If you're looking for snow, you won't find any in Georgia right now, but you can head to Highlands, North Carolina.
Louisville takes us to Highlands Outpost for this weekend's one-take trips.
What's it like speeding down this slope?
It's fun.
11-year-old Edison and his family are here trying something they can't do back home.
Came up to North Carolina and then came here because we don't get to see snow in Florida.
This part of North Carolina does get snow, but not every day. At Highlands Outpost, that doesn't matter. They have machines that keep adding snow to the hill all season long. You ride up on a conveyor belt and ride down this snow-covered slope. I've had lots of memorable experiences on tubes this year. What's this one going to be like?
Just relax.
Edison isn't worried. In fact, he asked them to spin him. If an 11-year-old can handle that, why not me? Give me a spin. Let's go. Was spinning the right choice? I'll say yes. Look at that smile. No matter how you go down the slope, if you come here, get ready for a wild ride. Getting dizzy? Well, Volt, on your side.
I think he smiled because he survived that. He was happy to be back on the green part of that run. Survivor smile. Highlands Outpost also has a mountain coaster, ice skating rink, and a lot more.
Prices change depending on the time and the day, but you could snow tube for 2 hours for about $35.
I hope he didn't try to drive right away after that.
Yeah, we gotta
still spinning a lot.
come back to reality a little bit.
Okay, still to come, the Dogs defense, one of the best in the nation.
But after a few bumpy moments, they're making sure everybody's on the same page. We break it down next in sports.
First alert of the Atlanta Braves. On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Well, I'm sure we've all been there at some point. If there's been times this season where Georgia's defense has really made you scratch your head, well, you're not alone. The Dogs' defensive back, Javon Bullard, has thought the same thing.
The Southeast Showdown, sponsored by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Javon Bullard has one challenge for the other 10 that go on the field with him this Saturday. Step up. Georgia's defense hasn't given up 200 rushing yards since 2018. This season, they've done it twice. Auburn had 219. Georgia Tech had 205. Going against Bama, he knows winning comes around every single corner.
The game's not going to be won on Saturday. The game's won throughout the week. We're trying to win the moments. We're trying to take every rep serious. We're trying to really just get game day reps throughout the week. So when we get to the game, it's just second nature that we be able to play fast and free.
Alabama's rushing ranks 6th best in the SEC. Jalen Milroe has over 400 rushing yards this season. Their leading rusher, Jace McClellan, tweaked his foot in the Iron Bowl. He's still day-to-day. All right, speaking of quarterbacks, we all knew it was coming. Today, South Carolina's Spencer Rattler has declared for the NFL draft. This season, he's had 3,186 yards through the air, 19 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions on the year.
He's been amazing to watch. Good for him. Okay, 3 parks in Augusta undergoing some major renovations, and it's going to be happening sooner than later with some money that's coming in, millions in fact, SPLOST and grant funding.
The money was announced in May for Boykin Road Park and May Park, but as Craig Allison reports, Dias Park will see some of the biggest changes.
$1.6 million for Boykin Road and $2.2 for May, bringing much needed change. But with $6.5 million in SPLOST dollars hitting Dias Park, this will be the most dramatic change.
It's a process. It won't happen
on your side.
These plans are expected to be finalized in the 2023 Gingerbread Village People's Choice winner is the Sacred Heart Cultural Center winner. Can you believe this was created by Augusta Tech College's Culinary Arts Department? Pretty impressive. Look how big that thing is. Yeah. The Village event has wrapped up for the holidays, but you can watch a recap on our website, wrdw.com. So yeah, Sacred Heart. There it is. Sacred Heart.
Very impressive, and congratulations to Augusta Tech's culinary school there. We do have warmer temperatures heading our way the next couple of afternoons, but still pretty chilly tonight. And remember that rainfall heads our way Friday into the weekend. Now look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
The First Alert team, named best in Georgia.
We are excited to announce that the Medicare Specialist is now the 64 Insurance Group. And while we've expanded our portfolio to include other health insurance products, we are still your go-to for all things Medicare. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. Are64.com.
Attention home and location ready to qualify. Remember, 30 homeowners will get these savings.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Penny Michael here with Hardwood Floors and More. Welcome to our showroom located on Washington Road in Evan. We look forward to seeing you so you can discover for yourself everything we have to offer. Hardwood Floors and More. So much more in store for you.
Hey, Jill, what's the matter?
Man, this name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that. What about this?
Are you 64.com?
Each year, thousands of children pass through the doors of Children's Hospital of Georgia needing help only they can provide.
And each year, Children's Hospital treats every child regardless of the family's ability to pay.
It's a daunting task they can't do without your help.
Join iHeartMedia Augusta News 12 for the 23rd Annual Cares for Kids Radiothon, December 7th through the 9th.
It's 3 days of healing, hope, and raising funds to provide the best care for our children.
Just head to caresforkidsradiothon.com.
Help us see miracles happen.
Our First Alert has always given you the edge against severe weather. And now, with our new First Alert radar network, First just got even faster. This is the most advanced weather radar around, filling in the gaps that have plagued our area for years. With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street. No other station can provide you with this type of enhanced weather coverage. You'll only find it here, putting your family's safety first with the First Alert radar network. First just got faster.
Innovation, the process of creating new value. Because standing still means being left behind. At News 12, our innovation is unmatched technology, investing in a team that works for you, advocating for our community, working hard 24/7 to earn your trust every day. And now, recognized nationally for excellence in innovation, and honored to be on your side.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, a cyber attack on a hospital system leaves patients in limbo across 6 states. Why hospitals are vulnerable to these attacks and why it could mean life or death for patients. Those headlines and more on the CBS Evening News.
Well, live look from our Grovetown cam, Lewiston Road and I-20 here. Busy time of day there in these parts, and definitely with that construction ongoing. And chilly temperatures right now, 41 degrees already at Bushfield. Temperatures will continue to fall below freezing as we head into late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Right around sunrise by 7 a.m., we should be in the upper 20s away from the city. So a cold start to our Thursday. Afternoon highs getting close to 60, but generally staying in the 50s most of the afternoon. And we'll see a mix of mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions. So a beautiful day on Thursday. No rain in the forecast tomorrow, so good weather out there tomorrow evening for those Christmas tree lightings that did get moved to tomorrow in anticipation of the rain we're expecting on Friday. So rain chances Friday really start to ramp up once we get later into the afternoon, and portions of our Friday evening cannot rule out maybe a stray morning shower, but looks much more likely late into the day on Friday. Then rain chances pretty much all day Saturday, starting in the morning, lasting through the afternoon. Another round of it pushes through Sunday before drying out by early next week.
Riley, thanks. That's going to wrap things up for News 12 at 6 o'clock. Our next live update, 7 o'clock on NBC 26.
Then we're back with more News 12 at 11.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
That's about 10 minutes.
And as we mentioned, because of all that rain moving in, some holiday events are being rescheduled. Columbia County and Aiken have moved up their Christmas tree lighting to tomorrow. Augusta has pushed its Christmas light up spectacular event to next Saturday on the 9th. And then one in Grovetown, that's been canceled as well.
New at 11, he was a major player on the... And tonight we're also remembering a local tennis legend whose legacy on two wheels paved the way for hundreds to learn the game.
Those who knew him say he was an all-around amazing guy who impacted so many. Donald Shapiro died yesterday, and since then our Audrey Dickerber tells us Facebook has been flooded with comments and likes showing the impact he made.
I spoke to so many people today about Donald. They told me about how great of a person he was, but they weren't the only ones he impacted. On this Facebook post, you can see just how many people were commenting, talking about how much of an impact he had on them and how great of a person he was.
We lost such an important part of, who we are as friends, as family, as the tennis community. Even in the Augusta area.
In 2010, Donald won the men's U.S. Open Wheelchair Championship, just one of a long list of tournament championships he won over the years. He also taught a local tennis clinic where he was able to share his passion with those in wheelchairs and out.
He was so willing to teach and to bring people in to teach them, and knows that he could use what his circumstance was to help others who had the same circumstances. I think that speaks a lot to who he is.
Donald would also visit hospitals and motivate patients, where he met one of his lifelong best friends, Mark.
Donald was kind of like a legend of his own time because he was kind of a pioneer, because with people in sports at the time, if you were in a wheelchair, typically you would think he'd be more of a more of a spectator, but Donald was a participant.
He was like a brother to Mark, a parental figure to Cole, but most of all, a friend to everyone he met.
The impact he had on not only my life, but those around, just the Augusta area and the tennis community, that's going to last forever.
They are hoping to continue his tennis clinic in his honor because they want others to feel just how Donald made them feel.
Audrey, thanks for that. Also tonight, an Allendale man behind bars. Police tell us James Mitchell was wanted for kidnapping, domestic violence, and child endangerment. We'll continue following this story and update you as we learn more about that case.
More information has been released about the shooting death of an Orangeburg 6-year-old. A stray bullet accidentally hit Avery Davis in the head. A 17-year-old who was hunting with him fired that shot on Friday. Since his death, the community is doing what they can to keep Avery's memory alive. One of Avery's teachers shares he will be remembered for not just how he died, but how he lived and the legacy he's leaving behind.
Avery was just the brightest little light. He was the bubbliest little boy with the best smile. Fun-loving, just all boy, loved to be with his friends, loved sports, and he was happiest in the woods.
A close friend of the family says 4 of Avery's organs matched up with recipients, and he will now be able to change the lives of 4 people.
One person recovering in the hospital after a house fire this morning in Augusta. Augusta fire crews responded to the home on Springview Drive, that's near Wrightsboro and Jackson Roads, just before 11:30 this morning. These are photos of the scene after crews were able to put that fire out. Everyone made it out okay, but firefighters did find 3 cats dead inside the home.
It's been about 4 months since the deadly tasing of an Atlanta pastor, and his family has been calling for justice ever since. Back in August, Johnny Holman was in a minor car accident. Police say he refused to sign a traffic citation, which led to an altercation between him and the officer. That same officer used a stun device, which ultimately led to Holman's death. The officer has since been fired, but the family's calling for criminal charges to be filed against him.
Cried and I did not get any sleep that night.
Instead of using my anger in a way that would get me in trouble, I'm going to use my anger in a way that's going to change some stuff.
There's another protest scheduled tomorrow at noon outside of the Fulton County Courthouse.
A judge will not be dismissing misconduct charges against a former Georgia prosecutor accused of hindering the murder investigation of Ahmaud Arbery back in 2020. Defense attorneys for former DA Jackie Johnson filed a legal motion arguing the case against her should be scrapped for lack of evidence. Johnson served as the top prosecutor for Glenn County, where 3 men in pickup trucks chased and killed Arbery after they saw him running through their neighborhood. It was 2 months before anyone was charged in the case, and that happened after the video was leaked. Johnson pled not guilty and has denied any wrongdoing.
Canine officers are masters of detection. They can find things like drugs and explosives, but did you also know they can detect electronics? This is Gripple, Somerville Police Department's first ever electronic detection canine. She's trained to detect concealed electronics that elude traditional searches. Gripple can detect flash drives, micro SD cards, and more. She'll play a crucial role by addressing cases like sex trafficking, online predators, and child abuse. The Somerville Police Department was able to acquire Gripple thanks to the nonprofit Defenders for Children.
Interesting skills right there.
Loved ones say goodbye to former First Lady, diplomat, and advocate Rosalind Carter.